Today's story is absolutely heartbreaking, and it touched me to the core that I had to say something about it. This story definitely brings to mind the saying that when you think it's peace and safety, it's sudden destruction. Let's get into it. I'm reading an article from the Prime Timer dated Monday, April 13th, 2026, 8:17 a.m. The headline is, "Nothing about this loss feels real." Ashlee Jenae's family is raising suspicions about her death, it reads. The family revealed that there is an active investigation into the death of the 31-year-old influencer, real name Ashlee Robinson, who died shockingly at a resort in Tanzania. The article goes on to say, in a statement dated April 12th, the family wrote, "Nothing about this loss feels real. One moment she was celebrating love and life in truly Ashlee fashion, and the next, she was gone. The suddenness, the unanswered questions, and the distance from home have made this tragedy even more overwhelming for our family. At this time, an active investigation is underway into the circumstances surrounding Ashlee's suspicious death. Although we have many questions, we are placing our trust in the officials in Zanzibar and are working closely with them as we seek clarity and answers." So the background to this post from the family, it stems from Ashlee Jenae's total gorgeousness. This is a young woman who had the world at her fingertips. It's like she was the master of her life in many ways. According to the report, Ashlee Jenae had flown to Zanzibar to celebrate her 31st birthday with her fiancé, Joe McCain. She was reportedly found unresponsive in her room and was later pronounced dead in a hospital. The article goes on to state that during Ashlee's trip to Zanzibar, her fiancé Joe McCain proposed to her. A video shared by the late social media influencer shows McCain going down on one knee and proposing to Jenae as she walked with a lioness. She wrote in the caption, "Still taking this in, somewhere in Africa." Her friend Savannah Britt expressed concerns about the lack of information about the case. She found it alarming that an American woman died abroad days ago, and prior to her initial tweet, because she was the one that brought attention to the matter, nothing had been said from our State Department, Tanzanian government, or the local media. And that is indeed very telling, and at the same time, you could look at it in a positive way as well as in a negative way, but only positively wherein the Tanzanian government or the department had reached out to the family. If the Tanzanian or the department are definitely gathering their facts and don't want to skew the information, but on the other hand, they should have reached out to the family to inform them about it. It's sad that somebody that you love, somebody that you're in a relationship with, could bring you such joy and then such pain. But such often is the experience of many women. Ashlee represents the black woman that is often fetishized beyond, to infinity and beyond. I'm not preaching, but come closer. Let me just bring you a bit closer. No, seriously, come. A bit closer. Yes. You see, youth, that is or was Ashlee's currency. So youth, along with her beautiful self, because whether or not it was bought or it was God-given, her beauty and youth, they were her currency. And she was spending it well. And while I believe she thought she knew how to handle those very good but often dangerous currencies. The reason why I say dangerous is because people often think that beauty is a blessing in many ways. I'm not saying it's not, but hear me out. When you're beautiful, you attract everything. And sometimes you're upset at yourself for even attracting certain individuals, particularly those of questionable characters. And I am not one of the cream of the crops. I have a gorgeous cousin that she could sit down and tell you her experiences because of her, mainly, all because of her beauty. So, when I say this about Ashlee, that her currencies are her currency, her beauty, her youth, it attracted a lot. And some people would criticize her, women may hate her, women may love her, men may hate her, men may love her, men may think that they could never ever afford her, and those who try to afford her, some of them would end up resenting her. And Ashlee, I don't believe she was at that stage in her life where she could fully recognize the signs. And even if she does, she probably isn't able to fully navigate and pivot away from those questionable people who would also likely use their own currency, which is manipulation, persuasion, and in many cases, physical currency, like the financier, allegedly. I'm not saying they were not in love. Probably Ashlee was. But, as I've mentioned, when you don't know how to navigate your beauty and you get fame and everyone start coming around. Have you ever been on a Caribbean island where there's one female bitch in the yard and all of a sudden you don't know where all the male dogs are coming from and they're just circling? Yes, when you have a certain beauty, one that is fetishized, like Ashlee, you're gonna attract the scums, the cream of the crop, supposedly. But, as mentioned, the cream of the crops have their demons. And when those demons emerge, you have to have the experience and the know-how to navigate and to get away. Sadly, after that loss and all that sort of fetishizing is over, and the actual woman, is standing in front of you, and God forbid that she declined any of your suggestions that you were fetishizing about. God forbid she says no to them. And you take her on $1,000 or $950 per night because money, regardless of how big of a financier you are, money is often that variable that talks loudly in a room that you have paid and you're not getting all that you want. Or, God forbid, that woman is on her period. Oh no, God forbid. She wakes up with a bonnet on her head and she's not looking like the picture that you were fetishizing about. No, how dare you? How dare you put on a silk scarf to wrap your weave? How dare you? That silk scarf smells oily. Things that are often the everyday of a black woman, when she no longer fits into your fetish, whatever you want, or no, whatever you demand, or whatever you're hoping, she's no longer attractive. She's suddenly very black. Yeah. Oh no, you're no longer in love or in lust because she has taken off her weave. Yeah, because she's in pajamas. Because she's not walking and bending over every time she moves. She's supposed to do something, seductive and sexual in a $950 per night room. How dare Ashlee be normal? Speculatively. Unfortunately, for a beautiful sister, she's so stunning. I would miss her on this earth. I love my beautiful sisters. When these women decided that they are no longer giving you their youth, their currency, and the man is still using his currency, that woman, the likes of Ashlee, no matter how beautiful, becomes disposable. Allegedly. She moved to Miami on a bet. We'll get back to that. But what I admire about this young lady is her drive to prove herself. And while some may argue that her way of proving herself and the message that she is giving to people of her generation, some may argue that it's not the right message. That this is not the morally great way to achieve the soft life. It's sending the wrong message. But one might argue that she was working hard. She wasn't just there depending on somebody for her soft life. She was making her soft life. Her absolute stunning gorgeousness would definitely attract the good, the bad, and the ugly. In a nutshell, Ashlee's story is that she was dating this financier. And for many people, that sounds, it sounds top notch, top of the line. It's like, yes, I've made it. I'm dating a financier. The titles that we often feel validated from, it's often unbelievable, but it's the society we live in. So who could argue? Who could argue? That is not to state that that particular financier may not be potentially broke, but who are we to say? We are dating a financier. It sounds good on our dating resume. So of course, regardless, Ashlee found love in this place. She embraced it. She absolutely was in it. It appears forever because she said yes to the ring in Tanzania among lions because it was her safe space. And as women, we love to think that we are in a completely strange, unknown world, but we do have a partner that is our safe space. And for Ashlee, this guy was her safe space. It's not easy to know that your beautiful daughter is in a different continent with somebody that you trust her with, only to learn that she allegedly committed suicide. Ashlee's success for many a path paved for them because she has given others in her age group and elsewhere our Instagram platform that it's possible to achieve this dream. You just have to know how. Oftentimes it's the know-how that we don't know, and the courage And she has given them that courage, showing them that if somebody like her could make it, they could. And it's not necessarily about looking a particular way. She was saying that anyone could do it. But underneath it all, sometimes we don't know what's happening. And unfortunately, today's headline is Ashlee's headline. And I am gutted by it. Looking at this closely, I could see that perhaps Ashlee was in a situationship and she just didn't know it. Because you see, oftentimes we don't know people's heart. Somebody could be loving you 1 second and she should be given grace if she did not recognize this. She's young. Me at my big age, I get fooled. A lot of the times, human beings, if they intend to act, to give their best performance of their lifetime, if you're not paying attention, it would go over your head, under your feet, behind your neck. You would miss all the signs. And sometimes you would often disregard them too, because you want the relationship to work and you're giving the person the benefit of the doubt, or if the person apologized and asked for forgiveness, you give people grace because somebody out there somewhere have given you grace in the past. So for you, this is passing it on. Yeah, you're passing on that baton for somebody else. You give them grace as well. And I believe that if I have to assess this situation, I believe that we should give Ashlee grace for not recognizing the signs that potentially, probably may have been there, but because of her youth, naivety, and perhaps inexperience with men, she has lost her life. I am also in the camp with the family where I do find the death rather suspicious. I mean, who is to say that you can't be living your best life and be depressed? Oh my God, that happens. Remember that famous, gorgeous beauty queen, one of our sisters that we lost on. But the difference here is that her family, her mom, knew that as soon as she heard it, that the possibility that she did it was pretty high. In the case of Ashlee Jenae, the family is a definite no. Her friends are definite. They are a resounding no. They are hard no's. As one of them rightly said, make it make sense. It makes zero sense. Who could be in such a beautiful world? And by world, I mean her personal world as well as her physical world. So she was in two beautiful worlds, celebrating and rejoicing. But some partners, when you are on vacation, a wise old woman had told me once that you can gauge your partner's temperament by going on a trip with him. Maybe a road trip or a vacation trip. And the way your partner treats you. Look at him. Are you his focus? Does he give you his undivided attention? Or he is always looking around for some other form of entertainment? Is he saying one thing and doing something completely different? Watch what he does, not what he says. Who knows? Despite such beautiful words, who is to say what happened? There were rumors on some platforms and there were arguments. When the cameras are off, when the lion has gone to rest in its den, when the giraffes are not around, who is around to make your world beautiful? And that may be one of the reasons why our gorgeous sister is no longer with us today. She is absolutely stunning. I love women because I am one. And I am not at all jealous of another woman regardless of how she looks, because I love and respect every woman and the lane that they walk in. But it's when your partner tries to make you feel that you have battle against that other woman. The fight is not with the other woman, no. And oftentimes, if you get into a situation where you see you have to fight about it, it's a testament of your partner's character and inability to choose you first. My condolences to the family of Ashlee Jenae, Ashlee Robinson. It's just sad that so many Robinsons are just losing their lives unnecessarily in one form or the other. And I hope that Ashlee's family would find justice and get the answers that they deserve, because this woman had her whole life ahead of her. And if she decided to be the one to take it, it must have been extenuating circumstances. There are certain partners in your life that could push you beyond certain limits, nudge you in a certain direction, and sit or stand there and watch you do it with the coldness of the temperature in the most northern part of Canada. And I could tell you that. There are some partners that you would be good 1 minute with them, and the second, it's an absolute 360 degree. And they would tell you things that are totally unexpected, and you turn around and you're like, is this the man I know? Is this the man I married? Is this the man I said yes to spend the rest of my life with? It happens. These things do happen. And to the public, they would show you their public face. But you as the woman, you know the private face. And I feel really sorry for Ashlee to be cut down at this stage in life. But as I've said, I do hope the family find peace. And I hope that they would never ever give up on getting justice. The audacity of this person to probably listen to a lawyer, which I allegedly believe was consulted before he actually reached out to say Ashlee has passed. 2 days. Make that make sense. We don't know what went down in that room, but we know for a fact that Ashlee was found dead. And now we must find all the other facts of what led to her death, because no more Ashlees should ever experience this. We should stop losing our beautiful, gorgeous black women even, to potential fetishization. That's all I'm going to say. My condolences. I hope to stay informed about this case, and I cannot wait until this beautiful young woman gets justice.